Hey, so today I'm going to do a quick overview and professional review of the controversial video touch-up app, Facetune Video. And I'm going to try to answer the question, can this app be used as a time-saving tool for professionals who are looking to create video for their business or personal brand? Or is this simply a waste of time and contributes to our unrealistic standards we have about our bodies? Let's get into it. First, let's quickly talk about what Facetune actually is. Facetune Video is a video editing app, but it's not in the traditional sense. Its purpose is to edit details about your face that you may not like. Things like how smooth your skin is, how big your lips or nose are, the squareness of your jaw, the color of your eyes, or how thin your face looks. It also has other effects like digital makeup application, video overlays, and other general video filters that can be added to your videos. You can upload a pre-recorded video and add these effects, or you can shoot the video natively in the app. And Facetune is not the only app that has features like this. They're everywhere on both the Google Play Store and Apple's App Store. These apps have come under a lot of scrutiny over the last several years, with people questioning whether these types of edits and touch-ups are good for our mental health. I mean, these apps allow you to change things about your appearance that may make you self-conscious, potentially exposing deep-seated vulnerabilities that we've harbored over many, many years, while presenting a version of ourselves that is just simply not the truth. It's easy to see how these types of edits could quickly make us feel even worse about our natural bodies. Not to mention adding yet another step in the process of creating a video that could ultimately prevent you from shooting the video in the first place because you feel the process is too time-consuming already. However, after looking over this app for some time, I do think that there is some time-saving potential here, depending on how you use it. I also think that for a select few people, this app may actually help get you over the hump of how you look on camera and get you creating more video. But I want to caution you. If you have any significant body dysmorphia or long history with issues of self-acceptance, this app is something you'll probably want to steer clear of. But let's do an overview of the app first and then get into my thoughts on how this could be responsibly used. Okay, so I did purchase the full version of Facetune Video. In order to do any exporting on this app, you really do need to purchase some version of this. You can do a monthly version, you can do a monthly payment, a yearly payment, or the full-time payment, and there are different prices obviously for each one. So let's get right into it. Once we open the Facetune Video app, obviously this is a video that I just did. It preloads what you did before. You have the option at the top to either import a new video that you've already recorded or to record a video natively in the app. You get a few different options depending on what you do, so I'll show you just a little bit of each. Let's go right into the record feature here. So we're recording natively in the app. Now you can obviously see me on the screen. And you have some options here on the left-hand side of what you can start with. This is all stuff that will show up live in the video. So as you're just testing some of this out, you get some of these options here. And then when you go in to continue editing this later on, if you want to, you get even more options on what you can edit about your face. I will say before we get into this that I think a lot of these features, it has a lot of things that it can do, and I think most of it is probably something that you don't want to even mess with, because a lot of it is about messing with the structure of your face and how big your jaw is, or your nose, or what your eyes look like, and that when you mess with it too much, that's not who you are. That's not true to who you are. So I'll show you a few of these features. Just know that there's probably more that this app can do that I won't show you. But I'm going to show you some stuff that I think might be some time-saving features that you could utilize when recording video through this, and make your decision for yourself whether you think this is something that's useful or not. So we'll start up here at the top. This is the Reshape. You get a few of these Reshape options. This is what the app is really known for here. You can reshape. We'll start with the size of your nose, and as you see, as I move this slider around, it changes how big my nose is. I can also change the lift of my nose. You can see that it's pretty subtle. You can change how big the tip of my nose is. You can see that zooming in and out there. I can change the size of my eyes. Obviously, when I get really big here, I look kind of like an anime character or some sort of cartoon character. That's kind of scary. I can change the tilt of my eyes, and again, there are more options to change different aspects of your nose, eyes, jaw, things like that once you get into the second half of the editing features here. This is just the live version, what they give you. The size of my lips, I can change that. Once again, relatively subtle, or the height of my lips. Again, just trying to make them fuller or not. I think a lot of these features are unnecessary. You're kind of really modifying what your face looks like, and so it's some of the stuff I would say kind of steer clear of. The retouch function here, the next one is actually kind of interesting. This allows you to smooth out your skin. I'll get close here and you can see as I dial it up, the wrinkles start to disappear, my freckles start to disappear a little bit. You have another option for smoother. I guess people didn't like how smooth the first one was, so they added a smoother option, which allows you to really dial it up if you wanted to and look like you've got some sort of really a lot of makeup on or a lot of concealer on. I think that with most of these effects, the subtlety is where it wins. That's how it looks the best, is when you kind of don't dial it in as intensely. There's some other features here. Touch up, for me, I think that what this does is supposed to add just a little bit of like a little bit of glow or shine or something like that. You can tell for me, because I have a beard, it actually makes my beard darker. This is the matte feature that allows you to remove some of the shine if you have a lot of shine. Vibrance increases what I believe is just saturation on your face, which can look pretty bad if you dial it up too much. The glow makes your face look a little brighter. Again, too much is not good. And then how dark your eyebrows are. With the smile, you can whiten your teeth. You can dial that up. And you can also add lip color to your lips. This does a pretty good job of making it look like real makeup. Once again, if I dial it back a little bit, it doesn't look so intense, and it actually looks like I've got some lipstick on, which is kind of interesting. Then you've got some filters here. These are filters that are applied to the entire frame, so you can dial something like that in if you find that interesting. Again, I'll dial it back a little bit so it's not so intense. And then you've got the options for makeup here. This is live makeup, and you can choose different color palettes, and it will apply makeup to your face based on these color palettes down here. You could find something that, you know, worked with your skin color, and then you could increase the intensity or decrease it so it wasn't so intense, and now it looks like I've got a little bit of makeup on. So those are the live options. And then, so when you're done, I would then go in and I'd hit this button down here to record, and I would start recording a video. You just record it right here into the app, and then once you're done recording, it will give you the option to either save to your camera roll or continue editing, and we'll continue editing, and now you've got more options that you can edit about your face. And then when I go into the reshape option, now I've got more options about my nose. I've got more options for my eyes, the width of my eyes, how far apart they are, my jaw, how wide my jaw is, my, you know, more options with my lips. Just a whole bunch of different options here for editing your face, which again, I don't know if this is healthy or not necessarily. So as you move down, you can also add a portrait look, which will blur the background, which I think is kind of interesting. Again, subtlety is key here. You don't want to go too much because it's going to look pretty bad. You can also change how lit your background is to make you, the subject, pop, which is kind of cool, or how saturated the background is. I like that feature. That's interesting. You can then add some additional filters here that were not available before. You can also add some overlays, which I think a lot of this stuff is just doesn't look very professional. This can be fun depending on what you're doing, but probably not for regular use. And then they've got some layout options here. Again, this is more just for you know, having fun. And then some basic editing options, just changing generally the contrast, the vibrance, the saturation, color, temperature of the video. Pretty basic stuff. So that is in it in a nutshell. And then the last option you have over here is the My Looks option on the bottom right-hand side. That is something that only appears once you have some looks that you have saved into this app. So if I were to go up to the top right here and do the share option, the looks is automatically checked. So it means that when I save this video to my camera roll, it will also save all of the edits that I had done on that video, which means when I go back into this app, I can actually reapply all of these edits without having to dial them in again. So then you've just saved all of the edits, and you can actually go back in and say, you know, I want to actually use those looks that I had previously dialed in, which means that you can then just add some makeup with just a couple of taps after going into this app. So again, there's a lot that this app can do. I think a lot of it is completely unnecessary. I think you don't necessarily need to add a bunch of this stuff or completely change the way your face looks and morph your face, make your lips bigger. I think that's unnecessary and probably unhealthy. But I think that some of the things that it does is pretty powerful. If you feel like you need to put on a lot of makeup before you shoot a video, this might save you a whole bunch of time, and all of a sudden you can just do it with a couple of taps and feel confident that you're putting out a video that you feel like you look good in. So that is Facetune video in a nutshell. So I guess here's my closing thoughts about something like this. Does everyone need this app to create their videos? Absolutely not. In fact, I'd argue that for most people, this app will simply serve as another roadblock to getting video content completed and out there. Many people will use this app as an excuse as to why they don't have time to create video, since it adds an additional step in the process. I also think that taking this app too far can have dire consequences on one's mental health. If you've always been self-conscious about the size of your lips or your nose, and now you have a tool to, solve that problem in your videos, you may start looking at yourself differently in the mirror and wishing you looked more like the videos you make. That's a bad place to be and not healthy at all. However, if you use some of these features lightly and it helps you feel more confident in front of the camera, then this might be that extra boost you need to start creating more content on a regular basis. Also, if you're someone who spends a good chunk of time putting on makeup, you may be able to skip huge portions of that routine and simply add light digital makeup after the fact with just a couple of taps. That could be a huge time saver. And with the ability to save a particular look, you don't have to dial in the settings manually every time. You can simply upload your video or just record it natively in the app and apply the look from the previous edit. Again, potential huge time saver there. So, if you're someone who feels more confident with makeup, and if you don't mess with a lot of these face morphing effects and just stick to the filters, a little bit of skin smoothing, maybe add a little bit of rouge to your cheeks and lips if that's something that you do normally, this app is essentially no different than your makeup bag. Just use it wisely. And above all else, don't let something like this get in the way of creating video to begin with. Because gone are the days that people expect perfection out of the things you post online. People now crave relatability and vulnerability. That's how you really capture an audience and build trust. Facetune Video is available on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. To access all the features that you saw today, you do need the paid version, either monthly or a one-time fee. Get out there, create more videos. Thanks for watching.